Formal teachings on happiness. What is happiness? In order to develop happiness, it is important to know the meaning and significance of happiness. In brief, happiness is the fulfillment of one's desires and needs, or simply a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Note that this definition is not all-encompassing, but it covers a broad and basic range of meaning. It is a crucial definition because it comprises the happiness that most people are confined to. Most people are not aware of a happiness greater than this. Wishing to take a shower and having taken a shower, one is happy. Wishing to eat and having eaten, one is happy. A child who wants to play and has finished playing is happy. This is a fulfillment of one's desire, a meeting of one's needs. As a matter of linguistics, it is important here to recognize that some branches of modern academic study make a distinction between desire and need and give these terms different definitions. In this context, I am using these two terms interchangeably with identical meanings. Here the focus is more on desire than on need, i.e. a requirement. By defining happiness as the fulfillment of desires, it is also important to understand the nature of desire. The subject of desire is vast. Note here the Buddha's principal tenet: all things are rooted in desire, Chanda Mulaka Sabe Dhamma. This means that all things human beings are engaged with are based on desire, have their origin in desire. Therefore, we must clearly understand the nature of desire. Given that happiness is the fulfillment of desire, it stands to reason that the development of happiness requires a development of desire. Otherwise, the development of happiness is unsuccessful. In sum, desire must be cultivated. Ambiguity and confusion about the nature of desire prevents people from seeing things clearly, from making headway, and from solving problems. This is true for all human activities, including formal study, formal conduct, and spiritual practice. If one fails to understand desire, one will not reach the essence of the matter at hand. The nature and importance of desire. The technical terms for desire are rather complex. The relevant term in the above quote by the Buddha is Chanda, which can be translated here as desire, wanting, or wish. The term Chanda is essentially neutral. It can be used in a positive or negative sense. It can be wholesome or unwholesome. For example, there are terms such as sense desire, Kamachanda, desire for renunciation, Nekama Chanda, desire to consume, Paribhoga Chanda, desire for the Dhamma, Dhammachanda, etc. In the scriptures, the term Chanda is then divided into two kinds. One, desire as craving, Tanha Chanda, the desire to obtain, to seize, to become, to possess, or to destroy. Two, desire as the wish to act, Katu Kamyata Chanda, the desire to act, the wish to engage, the wish to create, the desire to improve, the desire to train, the desire to study, the desire to practice. The former is negative and unwholesome, Akusala Chanda. The latter is positive and wholesome, Kusala Chanda. This is easy to understand, although these terms are rather long and unwieldy. Here is where things get complicated. When teaching the Dhamma or when communicating in everyday circumstances, it was convenient to use short, concise terms. The result is When referring to negative unwholesome desire, the single term tanha is used. It is not necessary to say tanha chanda. When referring to positive wholesome desire, the single term chanda is used. It is not necessary to say kattu kamyata chanda, kusala chanda, wholesome desire, dhamma chanda, satbhava chanda, desire for truth, etc. This is a simple, easy to understand distinction. The word tanha implies negative forms of desire. The word chanda implies a positive form of desire. If this distinction is not clearly understood, things get very confusing. For example, one may wonder, by assuming that chanda is a positive term, why kama chanda, sense desire, is described as negative. The commentators selected the neutral word patana, wish, desire, to combine with the two terms mentioned above, thus creating a similar distinction. One desires craving, tanha, patana. The wish to obtain, the wish to consume. Two desires, wholesome enthusiasm. Chanda, patana, wholesome desire, the wish to do good. Many people, especially Buddhists, encounter the word desire and immediately label it as bad or incorrect. They then go on to encourage others to not have desires, which they see as dangerous and potentially destructive, both for an individual's spiritual development and for society. Others go to an opposite extreme and promote desire, encouraging people to acquire things and to increase wealth. Some even advocate greed, urging people to be rich, famous, and influential. They claim this hunger for things is required for society to develop. This is not true development, however, rather leads eventually to conflict and destruction. The best people can achieve by such efforts is to reach an unstable form of development, both politically and economically. These people represent two extremes, but they share the common factor of a lack of understanding. They do not understand the nature of desire and do not deal with it correctly. Therefore, it is essential to understand and distinguish between different kinds of desire. This will lead to greater clarity. Having provided a rough outline of the distinction between the two kinds of desire, let us now focus on some of their essential characteristics. 1. Craving tanha. Desire catering to selfish needs. Example, a wish to acquire something for oneself. The search for self-gratification. The wish to personally consume, obtain, become, or avoid something. 2. Wholesome enthusiasm, chanda. Desire focusing on the inherent nature of the object involved. A search for the wellness, virtue, and completeness of an object. Take, for instance, the natural surroundings of a monastery. People enter the forested area of a monastery and see squirrels bounding in the trees. Some people will rejoice in the charm and nimbleness of the squirrels. They may think, what a delightful sight. May these squirrels be healthy and strong. May this beautiful and refreshing place prosper. In this way they desire for the completeness of the thing in question. They possess a wholesome desire. Other people will see the same squirrels and think, these squirrels are plump and meaty. If only I could catch one and cook it for my evening soup. Here the desire is for self-gratification. It is an unwholesome form of desire based on craving. Another example is the consideration by certain students who have finished their secondary education to go on and study medicine. Some students want to be doctors in order to get rich and to gain honor and prestige. This is a selfish, unwholesome form of desire. Other students wish to study medicine because they want others to be free from illness, to be healthy, to be free from affliction, to live safely and at ease. This desire aims for the completeness of the conditions at hand, in this case the health of the nation's people, which is the express purpose of the medical profession. This is a wholesome desire. When people's needs and desires are fulfilled, they experience happiness. For this reason, happiness among people varies according to their desires. When those who wish for the squirrels to be well and healthy see them bounding through the trees, their desire is fulfilled and they will immediately experience happiness. Those who wish to eat the squirrels for the sake of their palates must hunt the squirrels, kill them, and cook them in order to prepare them as a meal. Only then will their desire be satisfied and will they experience happiness. From a wider perspective, those people with wholesome desire, Chanda, like to create the causes for prosperity, while those full of craving simply wait to enjoy the fruits of prosperity. Those with wholesome desire are creators, those with craving are consumers. The former experience happiness in creating, the latter experience happiness in consuming. In a society with people of such different inclinations, it is too much to expect that the current of craving will dry up on its own, or that the way of wholesome desire will prevail. The best one can do is to balance these two forces to prevent the floods of craving from washing people into the abyss, and to support the fulfillment of wholesome desire. As long as there are people dedicated to fulfilling wholesome desire, human society can progress. Moreover, supporting the spiritual development of people simultaneously increases the happiness for all.